Hey, it's Joe AMoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Got a couple questions for you. Have you had your heart broken? Is the pain of the past so strong that you've put up these huge emotional walls and you put on an emotional suit of armor that no man could possibly get through? And do you want love so bad, you crave it so much, but you have a hard time being vulnerable and letting a guy in? Well, if so, I want you to pay close attention because I want to share some things with you today that will help you on your journey. Because you see, if a man is going to commit the rest of his life to you, there's one thing that you absolutely positively must do, and that is to open yourself up and to be vulnerable. But that's also one of the scariest things, especially when you've been hurt in the past. Now, one of the ways you may be going wrong in this is that you think right from the beginning, you have to open up and be vulnerable, and you have to trust a man. And that's a huge mistake because you see, trust is a privilege, not a right. No man deserves your trust until he earns it. I've been a guy for a long time, and I can tell you, there are a lot of boys out there who shouldn't be trusted. Okay, there are a lot of guys out there who have an ulterior motive, who have an agenda. Okay, there are a lot of guys who are immature, who are selfish, and who only care about one thing, themselves. Those are the guys that you have to avoid. No matter how great the chemistry is, no matter how great they look, no matter how great they are in bed, you cannot build a relationship with those guys. And those are the guys who are going to hurt you. Those are the guys that you can't be vulnerable with. Because those are the guys, if you do give them your heart, they're going to stab it and they're going to smash it into pieces. So if you look back over those experiences in the past where you've been hurt, you've been rejected, you've been betrayed, you're probably going to see you've been with some of those guys. Those were the guys who weren't trustworthy. And there were signs there, right? Well, if you want to create a great relationship, you've got to go back to the beginning. You've got to start over. And you've got to learn to be what I call healthy vulnerability. And you've got to live and operate from that place. And you've got to take it slowly. And you've got to get to know a guy and allow him to show you his true colors. Because, ladies, let's face it. We know how to play the game. Okay, we know how to tell you what you want to hear. We know how to bring you flowers. We know how to do all the right things in the beginning until we get what we want. Okay, it's no secret. It shouldn't be a secret at this point. You may say that sucks. It's immature. That's not the way people should operate. Well, I understand. The key word there is should. But the reality is that's how a lot of boys act. But again, you want to create a great relationship with a man. A guy who's going to be there for you, who's going to respect you, who's going to show you that he is trustworthy. Not just in the first couple of dates or the first couple of weeks, but who shows you week after week, month after month. And so that's what I want you to do today. I want you to take some mirror time, and I want you to go back and look at those prior relationships, especially those one where you've been hurt, you've been betrayed. Okay, you've had your heart broken, where you thought you were being vulnerable in a smart and healthy way, but ultimately it worked against you. And I want you to see what you would do differently. Did you just rush into relationships? Did you focus strictly on the physical attraction? Were you so desperate for love that you just jumped right in without even seeing, is this the kind of guy you're even looking for? There's always, always, always clues. And the goal is not to go back and to beat yourself up, but to shine the light on where you may have gone wrong. Not that you are wrong, not that you are bad, and not that it's all your fault. Because again, the guys play their role, okay? Nobody put a gun to their head and made them do what they did. They did what they did for their reasons. But again, there's boys and there are men. So you want to see, did you get involved with a boy? What was it that contributed to getting your heart broke? Did you just trust too easily? Did you ignore the signs that the guy wasn't trustworthy and you thought he was going to change? You thought if you loved him, he was going to evolve emotionally. Whatever it is, there's no judgment, but that's how you're going to learn. So take that mirror time, really go back and really confront things face on and see what you learned. But more importantly, see what you would do differently the next time. See how you could be vulnerable in a healthy way so that ultimately you let a guy earn your trust. As always, it's honor and privilege. If you have any questions, any comments, please post them below. I read every single one of them, and a lot of times I'll respond, and if not, I'll actually create a video for you. As always, honor and privilege. I'll see you next time. Much love.